In this series of videos, we're going to keep looking at L'Hopital's rule and figure out some other instances where we can use L'Hopital's rule. All right, so in this video, we're going to look at the other kind of forms that might pop up where L'Hopital's rule is going to be useful. All right, so we saw previously if we get 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity, if we get either of these two forms, all right, then we can use L'Hopital's rule. We just take the derivative of the top, we take the derivative of the bottom, and then we retry our limit. And the reason we need to do that is because 0 over 0, all right, it could be a really small number, it could really be a big number. Same thing with infinity over infinity. They could cancel out completely, or we get infinity, or we get 0. So a lot of different things can happen in these cases. So just plugging it in and getting is not enough. All right, what are some other cases where this might happen? All right, the first one is 0 times infinity. All right, why is this a problem? Well, anything times 0 should be 0, but infinity times anything should be a really big number. So which one's going to win out? Is it going to be a really small number because it's being multiplied by 0? Or is it going to be a really big number because it's multiplied by infinity? So that's the first one we have to figure out what's going to happen. What about infinity minus infinity? All right, this one seems like it should just be 0, but this infinity could be a bigger infinity than this one. The other one could be smaller, so they could kind of cancel out and just give you a number. You can get infinity, you can get negative infinity. So again, we don't know what's going to happen, so it's called an indeterminate form. All right, 1 raised to the infinity. All right, 1 raised to any power should still be 1 because you're just multiplying a bunch of copies of 1. But anything raised to an infinite power should be a really big number because you're multiplying it by a lot of times. All right, so which one's going to win out? Is it going to be the 1 or the infinity? Again, we don't know, so that's why it's an indeterminate form. All right, infinity to the 0. Infinity raised to any power should be a really big number because you're starting with a really big number. But anything raised to the 0th power is just 1. So again, what's going to win out? Is it going to be a really big number? Is it going to be 1 or something in the middle? And the last one, 0 raised to the 0. Again, 0 raised to anything should be 0 because 0 is a really small number. All right, but anything raised to the 0 power is 1. All right, so 1's going towards 0, 1's going towards 1. All right, which one's going to win? We don't know. We got to do something to figure that out. All right, so these are indeterminate forms. All right, we'll have to change all of these into 0 over 0 or infinity over infinity. And the basic starting point is we don't know what these are going to do, so we have to convert them so we can use L'Hopital's rule and then figure out what these limits are.